Alrighty, this was one of those trades where everything lined up. High time frame sweep, clean confirmation, and a setup that just screamed, take the trade. Here's what I'm gonna cover in this video. The daily bias that gave me confidence to trade aggressively, the stack of positive confluences that made this setup high probability, also being aware of the negative side. I spotted few risks, but I still pulled the trigger, and I'm gonna explain why I did that, and the exact entry model I used, fully mechanical, no guesswork, and how staying disciplined paid off big time, right? So if you are new here, this channel is where I break down my real trades, wins, losses, and the mindset behind each decision. No fluff, just what actually happens during live trading and process behind execution. All right, so let's go into the daily without any delay. What do we have on the daily time frame? Recently, what do we got? We got this strong low sweep that has achieved what? Achieved this kind of candle body close. The fact that after we got this break of structure, we have been pretty much bearish order flow, which is pretty much strong because the pullback is very short-lived. It's not like we're getting a nice corrective pullback over there, nice corrective pullback mitigating all these kind of supplies. There is an imbalance that shows that price is pretty much impulsive, and it does not follow through like that. I'm aware of that, so that is why this is the supply is in control at the moment. This supply is going to be the key. If this supply holds, and if we start to see that order flow is being bearish from the 4 hour and the 1 hour, then we can assume that probably this supply is going to hold and then we can expect that we're going to get a deeper pullback. If this supply fails with a nice reaction and then flip, then it's going to be interesting to see that probably we're going to see the weak high get run, because this supply is in control. Why? Because this supply has led to this weak break, even though it's not a candle body close, but it's a bearish intention, right? So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen here. And yeah, not much going on to the daily because we're just trying to capture the small portion of the move, but it's very interesting to know what's going to happen. And the fact that we have been pretty much impulsive from the daily, this order flow, I can see that we're pretty much in this bullish order flow. And with this type of aggressive nature of the price action after this strong liquidity sweep, I'm not going to be hesitant on the buys, because I'm going to be fully on buys until and unless the market showed me otherwise. That was the daily. And if we go on the 4 hour time frame, what do we got? We got this nice corrective pullback first, but this corrective pullback was not the best for me to expect that we're going to get that higher low formation from the daily, but still it's valid, right? The market structure is king here. We got this break of structure. We had this high strong, but eventually we got this strong break of structure breaking out of the highs. That means we are playing within this range and this range. And last week, what we got? We got this break of structure and then nice corrective pullback into this kind of demand, right? This demand was a flip as well. It reacted to supply and then flipped. And yeah, we swept this liquidity. Not the best. It's not visible, but we can see that on the 1 hour time frame, it's a nice leg inducement just before creating that highs. And yeah, we know that there is going to be resting order over there. So yeah, we got this pure form to sweep. We are in this 4 hour demand range that is very, very high probability. Why? Because it has led to the candle body close of the high, has swept liquidity, and pretty much it's good. It's in the good area of value because we are starting to see that daily order flow bullish is kicking in. And the fact that we are coming with this supply, daily supply that I was talking earlier, it's not that great, right? I agree, it's not that great, and we just have tapped in the edge. This is often we see that nice corrective pullback into this kind of demand, and we start to see the push up again to break the highs, because normally the first mitigation can be inducement to fuel the move to the upside again, and then once they are ready to buy, sweeping all the liquidities, then maybe we can see the deeper pullback. But until now, for now, what we can expect is, like, since with this very corrective price action over there after such an impulsive move, all I'm expecting is this. Like, all I'm expecting is that order flow kicked in the during session, and then just trade with that heavily in the buys at the moment. Not thinking sells until and unless we don't see that strong shift. This is the 1 hour time frame. This is the pre-Frankfurt Open. I like the fact that this is the Asian lows, right? And we don't have that clear intention yet. The market is pretty much sideways now. So there is going to be two cases, right? So I always ask myself before the actual session starts, what's going to be the high probability setup, and what can be the other scenario as well. For example, I have to be aware of the both sides, like what happens if there's going to be bullish order flow, like where are the bulls, right? And I'm going to position to the other side, where are the bears, where most likely they are going to step in. So I'm going to be aware of the both sides so that I won't get surprised during the live market. I should understand why market moved this way, not this way. And even if I take a loss, well, I should understand why did I take a loss, what were the cases for me to take a loss. So I have to be aware of the both sides. So since this is a probability game, we have to weigh more importance to what's going to happen than the least thing that's going to happen. So this is what I'm going to do now, and that you should guys as well too. So since we are in this pretty much sideways price action, I don't have a clear bias yet, but because of this impulsive price action, I'm at least kept seeing that kind of another leg as well. We are in no man's land. We don't have any crystal clear like where the bias is going to be coming into the session. So I'm simply waiting to see what's going to happen during the session. So I'm going to forecast a few sessions, right? A few possible scenarios. For buys, I want to see a strong candle body close above the highs, giving that protected low, that it wants to show that this is the strong low that has achieved something. That's going to be for the bulls. And another cases for the bulls is like, let's see if we can get a corrective pullback into this kind of demand range. And once we get a strong shift, then fine, I'll play the buys. Those were the bulls case immediately coming into the session. So either that's going to happen or that's going to happen for the bulls. And now for the bears, what can happen is ideally we see the strong shift of the highs and then a strong shift. If we get that, fine, yeah, we can play the pullback of this leg, but we have to be aware that once we come into this kind of range, anytime we can expect that pro trend run to kick in because we were just playing a pullback. And another cases is like, yeah, we can get that internal breakup structure breaking this kind of lows, but I won't be super convincing of the sales over there. Why? Because of this liquidity is resting. It's very poorly formed. Those were the Asian highs. It's not how it forms. So rather I wait. Yeah, this is the this was the forecast I did. And coming back into the session, let's go Frankfurt open. Now this is just before. And yeah, market open like that. We don't have any information yet. We're just pretty much sideways. Now we got this sweep of the lows. Don't have any information. It's nice that we swept the low. Now all I want to see is like, let's see if we can get the bullish order flow like that, like this. And then if we get a corrective pullback here, then fine, we can play the buys. Nice push up. We don't have a candle body close yet. I like the fact that we're starting to see the push up. There is some bullish order flow kicked in, and I like the fact that this POI was formed through sweep of liquidity. And yeah, now we got that strong internal low that has achieved something, right? That has achieved the break of the highs. And this is a very strong move by the bulls because it has swept liquidity. So now what do we got? We got this new demand that was formed through sweep. So this is going to be the area where I'm interested in buys because this is very high probability demand. It has led to the candle body close. It's coming after the sweep as well. The main negative confluence for this trade, if I'm playing this, is that we have this unmitigated range below. But still, with this kind of confirmation, the order flow is pretty much bullish. All I'm expecting is that another push up, nothing else. By the way, if this kind of breakdown helps to you guys, I do this every week. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. And yeah, now let's get back to the setup again. I'm gonna use this M15 as well now, side by side, because I only use M15 whenever I have the POI mitigation, but it can be interesting to see what's gonna happen. Right, so yeah, we got a nice candle body close of the highs, giving us that pretty much bulls are in control. All I'm waiting to see is if we can get a nice corrective pullback into the POI, and then we can see what happens. We haven't mitigated yet. We are about to. That's the new extension. Yeah, we got a nice push up after the mitigation. That means now what do we got? We got this low that has achieved something, right? And now I want to see this liquidation go. I'm gonna share how this entry model can be used mechanically so that you can guys capitalize as well and do your testing, right, before you actually trade live, because it's 100% mechanical. You're gonna love it. And yeah, all I was waiting to see that if we can get liquidated, and now I'm gonna put my buy stop above the high since we still have another candle like that. This is how I set it up just before this 1430 candle closes, and it was really nice trade because we got this entry model correct, right? So this low has achieved this high, and now we got this liquidated. All I'm waiting to see if we can get trigger over there, and yeah, It's a really clean trade. So a quick mini recap. What do we got? We got this strong low that has achieved something. It was formed through sweep. It's a nice demand that was formed through sweep of liquidity, has led to the candle body close, and the fact that we are getting this corrective pullback into this demand makes this setup very high probability to get at least to get run these highs, because those highs were poorly formed, leaving liquidities above. So this can often get liquidated before we see that actually deeper pullback. So yeah, let's use this on the 1 hour time frame, and this is how I set it up. It played out so beautifully, immediately hitting the target in less than 1 hour. It's a clean setup, really clean setup, right? Because this daily supply was mitigated just in the edge, and based on that, we can understand that we may get a deep, at least a deeper mitigation because of this kind of highs form, because this is not the typical high that's formed to make this kind of deeper pullback, because it's very poorly formed. And yeah, the main negative confluence was this 4 hour demand range, but the market showed already that it wants to go high from here because it has sharp liquidity. It's a really well developed internal range that was formed during this session. So yeah, coming back into the entry model, what I was saying, like for example, let's see if we have this, for example, what we're saying, like this was the demand, right? It has swept liquidity and led to the candle body close. So now what do we got? We got this demand that was formed through sweep of liquidity, right? Because this demand has led to the candle body close and has swept liquidity as well, which makes this POI very high probability. And since we are pretty much in the order flow, all I'm waiting to see is like if we can get that corrective pullback into here, then it's going to be very high probability. So for the entry model, what I'm going to see is like what is the criteria for me to use the entry model. This entry model is that I want to see a nice pullback. So the entry model start from there, right? I want to see a low that has achieved something. I want to see a low that has achieved something. That means it can break the highs either by wick or candle body close. It doesn't really matter, but I want to see a low that has achieved something so that it can make this low strong. And now all I want to see is this strong low get liquidated. Simple as that. It's not complicated at all. So I want to see a low that has achieved something, right? So that's going to be the fake break. And now I want to see that this low get liquidated. That will give us a strong liquidation. Now this is going to be the very high probability move if we are going to get that push up. Why? Because you need to understand why this entry model plays out, right? Because normally once we get that liquidated, what we will have, we will have this POI formed through sweep. And the fact that this low has achieved this break as well, now this is the strong liquidation, and this is normally how that forms, right? So, and due to the reason, this makes this strong as well, because if more strong low we have, there's going to be more order, resting order below, and we can induce more participants in the market, and that's when we get liquidated. That's going to be the real move happens. Sometimes you may miss the move, right? It may go from there as well, but as a trader we need to accept what should we do and how to capitalize. Like you can use the variance of this strategy as well. You can use that. For example, if we start to push up, then fine, maybe I can understand that probably price wants to pull back here and we are not going to get a liquidator of this one. So you really need to adapt what's going to happen according to the market condition and your experience. So yeah, that was the entry model, and that was a really clean trade that set it up in the New York session. It's really high probability for me. And yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. It was really good doing this breakdown. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.